Hey, we're doing Star Wars again.
What the fuck is a Star Wars?
Well,
Can
you
I
see,
curse on this?
look, you see, in a galaxy a far, far away, a long time ago.
Star Wars never changes. In a galaxy far, far away, long ago.
Uh, you,
That's as far as I'm going to go with that.
Alright, and so please give us $200 million. Alright, so when we last left off, Taba got blown up.
She sure did.
Alright, so
That's a very good point, Klaus. We should definitely roll for our
oh yeah,
light
light
side.
side and dark side, yeah. So,
Light side, dark side.
2 light side.
More like light side, bark side.
what? That didn't even.
Zach. Zach, are you okay? Do you need to see a doctor?
Zach, it's like you're channeling the voices of crazy dead people here.
Am I gonna just like bring in an occultist to the house? Are you being possessed? I'm only possessed by crazy deal.
What?
Oh shit! Low prices. Oh shit! He's being possessed by the spirit of Chris Miller Furniture that's going out of business.
I thought he was being possessed by the spirit of value.
Or alternatively, he's currently possessed by the spirit of Toys R Us. May it rest in peace. Spirit of
my 90s child heart is dying.
Hey, blame that on some bad business practices, but mostly on the CEO, like, taking in a lot of debt because figuring that Toys R Us would never have any problems.
It was specifically a corporation that was notorious for buying businesses
and then
funneling all of their debt into those businesses and then letting those businesses shut down. That's specifically what was happening. If they funneled all their debt into it and the business it declared bankruptcy, the debt was no more. It was gone.
They sacrificed Jeffrey at this altar of capitalism.
Basically, yeah.
I want that to be a portrait now.
Now, which era of Jeffrey is it?
Would be that cartoon giraffe.
Well, like he's had various design chases over the years.
Just like a bunch of old people in business suits, like getting ready to drive a dagger through the heart of Jeffrey, right in front of an altar to Adam Smith.
But it has to be one of those old ceremonial daggers that curves way too much.
While Andrew Carnegie is looking on, pleased.
And you got the weeping statue of Liberty, and then you got the loud guy in the corner making a pun.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Oh man, that was a good tangent. Quality goof, guys. Quality.
Yeah,
I'm possessed by the spirit in the sky
and that spirit is carrying and that spirit is holding one of those airplane banners.
Oh, he does look different. When was the last time I saw this giraffe? In the 90s?
He said, you know what? Have you seen this giraffe?
Why does it look like something horrific? Okay, that's the one I remember.
Oh. So anyway,
Yeah, so meanwhile, in the hospital with a bunch of people are injured, Seda, and you doing your band, not the least of which is Taba, who got blown up by a rocket.
yes, it was quite painful looking.
All right. So as you are attending to Taba, you feel something in your pocket light up, and it like a burst of warmth from your pocket.
Okay, he is going to head out somewhere private. If he's not doing anything particularly urgent at the moment, as
Yeah, Taba's stable, but
I assume he's just doing, since he is not super medically trained, he is probably just doing some very basic work that basically anybody can do.
let's see. Where is that? Fate. Where? No, hidden debt. Fate of it. Sunset portion. Where?
Are you looking for a name?
No, I got it. Hold on, I was just looking for the PDF.
Ah,
Let's see. So, oh yeah, so the holographic image of as you enter a corner, yeah, the holographic image of Valisa appears. And says, You seem to be experiencing a medical emergency. Would you like help with that?
yes. A friend of mine got severely injured.
Diagnostics suggest that you have grown skilled enough to attempt the healing arts. Would you like instructions?
Yes, please.
All right, and so here's the thing, though. She needs to be present for you to start the healing, because
Do they have privacy curtains?
yeah, they have privacy cloth.
He will put one up.
Alright, and she goes into like a ritual process to begin channeling, using the force to channel healing. And for your first test, you can roll a healing check to see how that goes.
Okay. Let me cop the rules. I think it's just rolling my. Pretty sure it's just rolling. Yeah, flat out rolling my force dice.
Yeah.
Heal. That's pretty good. That is 3 light side, and each one can be used to heal my intellect in each one can be used to heal the intellect of an engaged living creature, or a number of each point spent heals a number of wounds equal to intellect. So that would be 6 wounds. 6 wounds healed.
Alright, yeah. So, Tama, you heal 6 wounds as you begin to come to.
He Seda is how does this look, Charlie, or should I describe it?
You put your hand on her, and you see, and like, yeah, there's no visible
What-
physical.
No, what does the what how does the holocron also instruct? Like, what are her instructions
To focus on your hand, and then place a hand on them, and then focus your energy into them.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you place your hand on Tabor, some of her wounds begin to close. It's
Okay, so it's just wounds and not the critical injury. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
You're
the
still
six-
blind
6
at
wounds.
the moment. As you come to.
I have only just learned this power. Healing critical injury, mastery of this power.
Okay. Yeah, I
Or
was just curious to make sure I was making it right.
Actually, no. Healing critical wounds is a very late control upgrade. Mastery is reviving someone who just died.
And they say you could even bring the dead back to life.
But yes, all right.
Yeah, so Tabor, yeah, you come to,
Is
but everything's dark.
Seda, well, yeah.
Ears twitching. Like. And sniffing with nose, trying to figure out what's going on.
The forces. The force is life. The force flows through me. Force is life, and force flows through me.
Is anyone
Gee.
else in the hospital? Like Lynn or...
Well, Lynn in particular, if she's anywhere nearby, will sense Seda.
Yeah.
Sense this. I am sure.
HK, were you in the hospital or were you out somewhere else?
HK is going to be productive in the best way that he can because he had to help his poor organic friend. So he's going to instead be trying to salvage the busted up biplanes and see if there's anything that looks remotely of value, because Tebe will want these things eventually.
Give me a mechanics check to find salvage on, like, not ones that didn't touch down in the river.
Let's see. This would be under skills, and you said mechanics?
Yeah. Identify.
Nope. The difficulty is...
Difficulty is, 3 purple.
Alrighty, so 2 green, 3 purple. We got 2 successes and 3 threat.
Alright, so,
What can you do with 3 threat?
On a mechanics check.
I'll say...
Okay, let me flip up to the expanded mechanics rules if you want.
Certainly.
On the
Yeah, is there a rule for salvage in there also?
Not specifically, but they added to mechanics checks a lot more options.
Yeah.
So for 3 threat, you could say equipment failure. Okay, that makes little sense in this case. You could say he made a crucial error and add 2 setback to related checks later whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have really...
Okay, I'll say yeah, the
busted-
2 setbacks. So you find basically 500 credits of material, but using that material, no, like let's say 1,000 credits of cybernetic, electronic material, but that material is of a poor quality And
Because he just rips it out of the thing.
yeah,
He
so
doesn't
take
just-
any crafting check to make something out of this material will take 2 setbacks. So, but you know it's worth the value. Let's see. Yeah, you weren't able to salvage like any whole weapons or anything from it.
But this really shitty GPS, I have that now.
I mean, you got
You
some
just
copper
need it.
wiring. You got some you got parts of an altimeter. Let's see.
Should have got the frickin' astromech to help me with this. Statement. It
I
will
just-
be okay. It'll be
I just
okay.
want to imagine R4 is nearby and just kind of beeps at you.
What do you mean that part's more important? This has more metal. Clearly it's more important.
It says wandering off. Right, so yeah, you get
Statement. Invest in a restraining bolt. He'll just keep on working on that. So yeah, we got these parts. I will put them on my character sheet unless you want to put them on yours, Klaus, because he's going to be giving them to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,000 pieces of material, but if you use them, you take 2 setbacks in crafting.
No, 1,000 credits worth of material.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I heard that there was some Force stuff going on.
You definitely at least sense Lynn. I don't know if you're around, but so yeah, Zeta did outstretched his hand and used some healing magics.
That
Yeah. She felt it
Yeah.
and then wandered into the medical ward, and
There are definitely people looking around because they didn't maybe not hear exactly what was being said, but they definitely heard probably the holocron talking, like someone else in there.
yeah,
With the
they heard a small conversation, but given that there were people injured, there is probably a lot of noise.
Yeah, so they didn't hear any specifics, and also the draperies are made of thick leathers. Or no, thick
Yeah.
chitons, because bugs.
of course. Oh man, did not even get to eat a grub yet, or a beetle rather. So Lynn will go up. She'll follow it to the source, which I assume
Yeah.
is
It is,
behind the privacy
Yeah.
curtain.
yeah. If we assume this is at the tail end, you probably see a small glow as Seta's hand is resting on Tebe's arm or something, and he's his hand is glowing lightly as he infuses as he lets the force flow through him into Tebe.
So, the thing you just described
Yeah.
wasn't what my brain kept saying over and over. But what my brain kept saying over and over, my hand glows with an awesome power. Thank you, Chris.
Look, the east is burning red.
Yeah, but that shining finger was when Domon was using the dark side, and then he learned how to meditate and like inner calm, and that's how he got burning finger.
God, it's true.
Yeah, because like that whole like the whole fight with Master Asia was learning not to use his passions to fight, but instead finding inner calmness.
I did not even think about that before. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, she just was just like, that one's new.
It probably breaks his concentration. Also, the holocron is out and giving. It was up till recently. He was getting instructions from Val Issa, and
Oh, I think I see what's going on.
yes, oh, Lynn, yeah, the holocron activated and Master Issa taught me the basics of how to use the force to close someone's wounds, though I think I only made a dent in it. She still seems quite badly hurt.
That's all right. That's something absolutely worth practicing.
He also is probably like, I assume using a new force power is kind of draining, so he's probably sweating a bit and looking exhausted.
Don't push yourself. They do have chirurgeons here for Tebe.
Right. Yeah, she's stable, but
Everything hurts.
I'm so
I can't
sorry.
see anything.
you're awake.
Hey, everything is going to be okay.
What happened?
You were an absolute boss.
One of the ships fired a missile and hit your gun emplacement.
Did
But
it break?
The
The gun-
emplacement?
Yeah.
Yes, it is very much in many pieces.
Aw.
That's okay. When you have your eyesight back, if you choose, I'm sure they'll allow you to rebuild it.
Seem to lack a little bit power. Maybe we can do something about that.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, man, we've talked to the doctors, but I know it's alarming right now that you can't see, but we've been assured that you will.
They don't think the damage is permanent. With time and some care, you should make a full recovery.
But in the interim, we're here. If there's anything you need.
My tools here.
Just
flapping about with hands weakly.
I don't know. Where did you last? You kept them on your
Basically,
person,
her tools
right?
are always. Her tools are in her. That counts as her armor.
Right. You mean? Oh, right. You keep them. Yeah. I assume they took her out of her like armor to treat her. So, yeah, they're over here, I think. Probably looks through a pile of her various stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Trying to reach a paw over there, but it's too far away for tiny little arms.
Here, he'll carefully hand her the armor. Because he does not know exactly where in the armor her tools are.
Pretty much all over.
Yeah, or okay, he very much does not know which one she means to retrieve then.
Let's say she just with very used hands, like not even needing to look because she knows where all her tools are, which pockets it's what. Just pulls out the biggest one and just holds it like a teddy bear. Like hugging this Hydra spanner. That better.
Do you need anything else? We've got water here for you too.
Yeah.
Hand her a glass of water and
Yeah. Did anyone else get hurt?
none of us. I think there was a pilot that got hurt pretty bad by one of the strafing runs, but before he could get to his ship, but he'll also survive. And he'll. Did anyone else get hurt from the? Was that
No.
it for
No.
the? Yeah.
Yeah, mostly it was building damage, structural like.
Yeah, there's a lot of structural damage around him, but no one. Just only 2 injuries, which is fairly fortunate, I think.
After I slept a little, someone help me out, and I can start doing things.
As you recover, don't worry about it right.
Yeah, no need to push yourself.
You got time.
She's already asleep. Holding on to a Hydra spanner.
Said
She
it
has-
looks
she has-
so-
She has Chandrapons have hair, right?
They have fur covering their entire body except like
Okay.
their nose and inner ears.
Seda looks at Lynn and shrugs. He will stash the holocron and then I guess leave Dabe to get some rest.
Yeah. Yeah, then it's just like after they leave, just like heaves a deep sigh. I don't know why, but I didn't foresee that happen. Should have. I mean, not foreseeing the future, but that one of our comrades would be hurt so bad.
I should have foreseen something like this. He just shakes his head. Man, you're not hurt, are you? I
Me?
didn't
No.
seem like it, but I know you.
My heart aches right now. My heart aches for Taba. She is precious, and I am ashamed that I let any harm come to her.
We did our best, but without the bet on red, there's not a lot we can do against ships. The fact that you and Gar and Taba could do as much as you did, even HK, is pretty amazing.
Yeah, you're right. I kicked 2 pilots out of their ships.
Is that what happened? I saw you
Yep.
run for the trees, and then I got
Yeah,
sort of
that
busy.
happened. 2? It was 2.
You jumped on them? I thought you were just going to try and lightsaber them from the trees.
Nope, jumped right on them. And then I threw the pilot out.
All right, and how did you get down? Last I checked, you don't know how to land anything.
And landed it in the river.
Oh, that's where that one came from.
Yep. Of course, the first one I piloted to another one so that I could jump on that one.
You're making that up.
Nope. I flew it towards one of their guys and jumped on their ship. Jumped on their speeder. Picked him up, threw him out. And then at that point, everything that happened with Tebe. I launched a missile at the 2 TIE fighters to get them to stray off and dissuade them from continuing the fight there, and drove that airspeeder into the river because I could not possibly land.
Jeez, do you have any idea how crazy any of that is?
Yes.
You've gotten real strong. That's all I can do most fights. I'm lucky most fights not be pumped full of blaster bolts, it seems.
Learn the tricks of the trade of a healer through the Force. I think it'll always have a place in the battlefield.
I suppose so, though I suspect it seems like a lot of our enemies will not take will not think of a healer's role as a non-combatant.
Yeah, probably. Oh. No matter. The day is done. They're not going to be back for more anytime.
I hope. I hope Jay and Mila get here soon. The people of this village are nice, but I'm sure we'll have to do plenty of hiking around this place. I'd rather sleep in my own bed if possible.
Gotten so used to that, huh? I still remember the process of finding new and exciting places to hang your hat.
I suppose it's nice to have somewhere to go back to, though. Somewhere you're not always somewhere reasonably safe. not always looking out for someone to come sneaking up on you. And I certainly sleep a lot better when every day does not contain a portent of doom.
Yeah, I bet. Speaking of portents of doom, I have some things I need to take care of.
Oh,
Well, we know where both of these camps are.
Mhm.
I want to know a little more about the kind of armaments the guards carry. I want to know more about patrol routes. I don't know, something I can use to make a plan for scouting.
all right. Maybe you should check to see if the scouts come back yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you around.
Oh, I can go, and then he sort of wobbles a little bit.
Yep, she just kind of like catches him with one hand and then effortlessly puts him in a chair.
All right, I guess
Just
I
like
should
an all-in-one fluid motion.
I guess I should get a bit of rest myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll sit down and I guess try and relax a bit. He has a lot of strain. He's very exhausted. He has 10 strain accumulated.
Ooh. It's rough.
Technically, I suppose I could have rolled cool at the end of the last encounter, but eh.
Alright, as the day continues, as it seems the village almost returns back to normal after, you know, being strafed, it doesn't seem that much of an unknown occurrence here.
By the way, that speeder that's in the river, that's a gift. They can have that if they want it.
Well, there are definitely people sitting or standing around the somewhat dry riverbed, trying to trying to suss out how to exactly the best way to pull this thing out of the water will be.
As part 2 of the gift, I'll help.
Hey, give me an athletics check. You gain 2 boosts due to several natives helping you out.
Okay.
Which, through process, you find out that their species is called, the Naya.
Okay. And what's my difficulty?
Difficulty is, 3 purple.
3 success, 2 threat, and a triumph.
Alright, with the triumph, you manage, you take 2 strain as you pull it out, but with the success and triumph, you manage to pull out this thing before it's too waterlogged. By default, I was gonna have it have the critical damage thing of destabilize, but because you pulled it out in such a timely manner, it only has the critical hit of power fluctuations.
Okay.
One of the Naya who helped pull it out, Kroner goes, you're the one who took it out of the sky, so It's not like you're gonna be able to really move it off planet, so it's all yours if you want to. If not, we're just
No.
gonna probably scrap it.
Consider it a gift.
Alright, we'll leave it, and, one of them, like, kind of the boss goes, alright, we're gonna leave it here for now. We don't have enough landing space to take it off. We'll see what, the militia captain and elder say about it.
Fair enough. Yeah, she'll return to the village.
Alright, yes, like, about an hour later, the scouting party returns,
The return from scouting.
scouting,
Just a good old day of scouting.
the militia captain was apparently with them, who his name is, list of, yeah, Crambershan. You know, as well as previously stated, Simmons was, with them, of the rebel forces, and a bunch of, soldiers. As they quickly report to the main bunker, you follow them in?
Yes.
Right, and, along in the bunker now is another person, a somewhat, more, a Neo with somewhat more withered plumage, who is, holding a, seems to be some type of ceremonial staff. Havard goes, alright, I assume because we didn't get a head up on that bombing run, they finally found our, sensor station, and Cranberry goes, yeah, they torched the thing. Also, a lot of birds out today, and which the elder looking, the person with the staff goes, that is most likely due to a new
Us. That's perfectly okay to say.
And Lycra informs them of how these are the people sent to pick up the rebels who crashed down. And he also goes, oh, Elder Kranish, you should introduce yourself. Yes, I'm the appointed village elder Kranis, successor of Croesus for 2 years.
It is a pleasure. I am Lena McKep. I do not know if I am sister or cousin to one of the rebels that landed on this world, but he is my last known relative. And she'll, bow her head and shoulders.
And he kind of ignores you and turns to Lycra. So how long are these off-road is going to compromise the security of our village? Well, they are looking for a third in deep enemy territory. Well, may I propose they keep to their own business. We have enough troubles to worry about. At which one of the other Louis Soir, who is there, states, "Well, you might need some your villagers might need better training on our AA. They were severely lacking in the problems and in performance, and we lost the battery in the fight, as well as we've highly damaged our TIE interceptor, meaning our current plan might be in jeopardy." Now let's not be at each other's throat in front of guests. Havard states.
Don't worry about me. Sure, yeah, I've seen worse.
Do these off-worlders at least have some food supplies to alleviate our current crisis? Well, I could ask them.
Well, it isn't quite food supplies, at least just yet, but you do have an extra speeder. I managed to save one.
Well, that's good and all, but right now we're kind of under siege. You see,
all of the guns are still working too.
You see, the problem was the pilot of the. So, he points towards the map. Up north, they're damming up the river and cutting off our this village's supply of food and water.
They, as in the cult.
They go by the official term they go by is the enlightened government or the enlightened state. But if a cult, authoritarian regime, whatever you want to call them, they don't want to engage us in a protracted battle, and their airstrikes are only so effective after a lot of the village moved up a bunch of their functions literally underground. So they're trying to dam up the river to try and starve the village into submission, as they cannot. While gathering is hard with the occasional patrols and skirmish around, and
when you say damming up the river head, is it in the area of death poisons? Or is that a little further?
What, death poisons? What?
The area that's being under some kind of infection or
Yeah.
No, that is downriver. This is way upriver.
All right. I just needed it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
In addition, now we have also had our sensors taken out, so we won't have any ahead of. We're back to not having any ahead of time warning due to for airstrikes.
that damning party is
What'd you say? No, you cut out.
that damning party. is something that we can handle.
Well, we can't ask you to take on our responsibilities, which the elder steps in. But it would be nice if you made up for your for your for the undue stress your visit here has caused upon our village.
I understand. I understand why you're angry. However, you know that this was inevitable. Whether or not our arrival spawned it or not, it was inevitable. And you wouldn't have been prepared for it either way. The fault lies not with us, but your oppressors.
And then he turns to the militia captain. So how are you how are we going on recruiting? And then militia cap goes, look, I told you, if you want to cut back on, all other functions of the village, we can do a draft, but right now, until we can get contact with sympathizing villages, we're basically at max. Well, he turns to you, Lynn, and goes, well, I hope you find your stay at our pleasant village enjoyable. Please mind your manners while you're here, and if possible, use your own food sources.
Of course. Although those beetles look absolutely... I will compensate you with credits.
With your off-worlder money is as valuable as the leaves on the trees here.
Fair. But I did get you those spare parts of that speeder. That's worth at least one beetle dinner, huh?
Yeah, the militia captain speaks up. Sure, yeah, I'll pay for it.
Thanks. And then yeah, she'll. Does that conclude the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll. Louis Swa's the militia captain, right?
No, that is not. No, the militia captain is Nia.
Nia, okay.
Yeah, that is the militia captain is Crambleshan. Louis Swa is just the Imperial who's under Havard.
Okay. All right.
And you learn the name of the TIE pilot was Simon, who was basically their one pilot they had left.
Okay.
Hey, good thing he didn't die then, huh?
Yeah. He was super saved. I thought it was Goose too. Yeah. I guess who was the scout leader?
The militia captain at the time.
Okay. Okay.
And Simmons was with them, who was, I believe,
Okay.
a X-wing pilot. All right.
Okay. And you said the militia leader is
Crambershan,
Crambershan. Okay.
spelled this way.
Just like it sounds. All right. Okay. Yeah. Lynn will leave with everyone else, and we'll kind of stick by Crambershan.
Yeah. Crambershan goes off to explain. Sorry about the elder. He's relatively new and's kind of gotta stick up his cloaca about you off-worlders, and particularly how much swing Havard has with his under his military division.
Yeah, I gathered. He seems very.
Very well, Matt. Nate, you keep cutting out again. Like
I'm not sure why. She says, I can see that. He seems very pleasant.
I mean, that's the problem with elders. It's always got to be the oldest guy.
Yeah, old and curmudgeonly. Oh well. You'll make do with what you got. So, you just came back from scouting. Where were you scouting off to?
A general 5-click area around the perimeter of this side of the river. That side, he points to the upper side, usually doesn't we don't go there, mostly because it's too mountainous for them to really get through, and also they have to go through the Noble Rebel area.
The what now?
Yeah, okay, so there used to be a bunch of nobility around, but Shao Kahn was really eyed down on the idea of nobility, and so abolished any class system. So the nobles, with their wealth and money, kind of retreated to one part of the continent and are holding out with their plantations and various smuggling deals with off-worlders and stuff. In general, they're more of a legit resistance than us. When you get, if you want to go down to like funding and.
Have you tried to broker any deals with them?
For the time being, no. Mostly because they're distant from us, and they don't seem like the type to deal with our type. Also, that it doesn't help that the Imperial off-worlders who crashed down here, both flights, don't seem to really like dealing with the nobles, and vice versa.
Although fair would still be a good avenue to look into. You're not really going to get a successful. You're not going to mount a successful resistance if you don't have the entire.
Well, right now, up until this point, our resistance has just been surviving and hoping,
Of course, but that only lasts for so long.
Yeah, well, Shao Kahn only lasts for so long. That dude's old. Judging from what I've seen from your human medical books. Eventually he's gonna die, and then there's probably, that'll destabilize things enough that there can be a reformed government. There's old parables in our texts about that why you need many nobles instead of just one head of a government.
Although fair, I have it on good authority that it's likely that he is training apprentices and disciples,
Well,
at least one of whom will take over should he perish.
well, it's like the old parables of the elder witches. They had apprentices, but those fought amongst each other, and or what he called the new word I've heard called being called the elder witches, the Sith.
Hmm. Yeah. Although,
No, that might just be Shao Kahn rewriting history.
unfortunately, though, Shao Kahn is a trained Jedi. It's one thing, I imagine, because I myself have not encountered too many of them. But I'm sure it is one thing for someone to be trained as a Sith over trained as a Jedi and falling to the dark side. But I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. Either way, I think our operations here might be beneficial to you.
Well, we could use the help, but those Imperials have been growing fewer and fewer in numbers ever since they arrived. The second wave happened, and you guys are gonna be leaving with those rebels sooner or later, and most only really the nobles can hire off-worlder mercenaries.
True. But there are some goals of ours. We're absolutely going to be liberating one or both major prisons on this continent.
Good luck with that. They keep those deep in enemy territory for a reason.
Well, as far as I've found out, Brian McCap is in one of those prisons. And with the luck that I have, he is in whatever prison I don't go first.
Well, if you're gonna be taking on our enemies, you should know some things about them. One,
Yes, I was going to be asking.
a lot of them are fanatics. Usually, if anyone is given a blast rifle, they're in hardcore. The ones who still use old rifles tend to be easier to spook or maybe get surrender. They tend to only give those blasters to people who've been fully indoctrinated. He's also kind of singled out a special select elite troop for his he calls his new Jedi Order.
There's apprentices.
I don't know what Jedi are like.
I have a few good ideas.
Yeah, according to Lycra, they were a lot like this, but slightly different. Taking, basically, trying to get as young as people as possible into it. Some esoteric way of telling who could be a Jedi and who can't. Put you in a monastery and then seal you off from society until you're, so indoctrinated that that there's no turning back. So yeah, fun stuff. By the way, the guy who's in charge of the dam and kind of has been impressing our whole sector. His. Alright, hold on. Let me just look up this. Go on. Open GM tools. Alright, yeah, his name is Duress. He's got this weird, alien hide armor, like, coat on. He's kind of, he's kind of, you know, he's kind of a bad news. Try and, like, both himself and also his command. Very much a terror prince, if, you know, mind the colloquialism. Very much nail your hands to a board and put you on a roadside to make an example of you, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
Heck, even I've heard rumors that from our informant that even Sal Kern doesn't really like him that much, but he's keeping him around until all the rebellions are put down.
Good to know. And the ones up at the dam, they're all true believers?
Most in the army are some form of true believer, but I mean, we don't know. There might be we don't get that much views into what their society's like these days. We've been pretty isolated. They're probably getting workers from Newland Star. I think, yeah, that's where the dam is nearby. Though
By workers, you mean willing workers?
You know, yeah, slavery's kind of gone away these days due to that whole new religion thing. Most people are, voluntarily doing it, though. These days, also, it seems that the difference between there isn't much difference between these new freedmen and slaves themselves. But I think it's mostly willing under propaganda and stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. How far have you scouted out into enemy territory? Just as it takes your data pad.
We did some views of that old shrine near the down ship. We've done some scouting near both new Lenistar and old Lenistar, and what remains of it. And Yeah, that's mostly what we've done as of recent. Any other is gonna be too old news to be reliable.
All right.
It doesn't help we're in the least developed part of the one of the least developed parts of the or was one of the least developed parts of the continent. And there's
Right.
probably some burnout cities that can now take that prize.
Would you mind marking on this where you saw the where you saw
Where you saw what you cut out again, Nate.
concentrations of enemies and
All right, yeah,
consolidations of forces?
It'll give you a layout. It seems most enemies kind of like it seems there's a large basically base near a new in the immediate area. There's a large concentration near a new Linden Star. There is a fair bit, like there's a small base and like patrols going around that down dreadnought. There is and there is he only can give you like kind of the immediate surrounding area, so not into, and of course not into the blighted area.
Mm-hmm.
But
Was
yeah,
he able to give any insight into what's going on at the dam?
basically yeah, because the base is near the dam. It's got like
Okay.
so it basically has at least a platoon on like at the dam at all times.
How big's a platoon?
About like 30 men, 32 ish.
That's nothing for HK.
And that's not counting anyone who's doing construction detail, any officers there,
Right.
and it fluctuates.
I'm sure you can double that and it's still nothing for HK. Just waiting for Ed to chime in with that.
I mean, HK's not there right now, though. He's still scavenging.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I've been listening in.
I guess if you want further details or deeper in, you can ask that Jedi hunter fella.
The Jedi Hunter.
Blue guy, doesn't talk much.
Right to the brow.
Like, he was apparently on here on an assassination mission for Shao Kahn. Failed, obviously. Well, but and you remember hearing about it reminds you you remember hearing about a certain sniper Jedi hunter back on the casino station.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will ask him. Thanks.
No problem. By the way, if you do a raid, make sure you bring back any blasters you can. We need,
Oh, absolutely.
more importantly, ammunition, because it's not like we can make that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she will head off.
Right, anyone else want to do something? That was a...
Probably
I could
not
do
till
a
the.
scene with someone else also if you bring about a scene.
Probably not till the ship does do Jay and Mila. And
Yeah, I
Kenner.
can do that. Yeah, so I'll say HK and Seda, you see, and I guess Taba hears, as well as the rest of you guys, the ship pulling up along the it took a longer than it would usually do because it had to do a long route up the river and like hugging down close to the water line. It is then carefully led into where the basically their small ship their small hangar they got, which that and the
I thought that was only big enough for a couple fighters. This thing will fit in a cargo ship.
Well, it's a Silhouette 4, so it will be big enough to fit it in, but not after that and the TIE interceptors. There's not going to be much room until it leaves.
So the speeder, the sky speeder we got, it's just gonna have to be parked outside in like an airfield.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I mean, it can't lift off from a hangar anyway.
Yeah.
From a space hangar, it needs a run up to take off.
This hangar is specifically for vertical takeoff and landing craft only. But yeah, it parks down. Mila and Jay exit.
Statement: the technology level in this town has quadrupled.
I'm glad to see you.
I take it things not going so well? He says, looking at the scorch marks still on the earth from the strafing run.
There was a raid from pirates, or a strafing raid. The worst of the damage, most of the damage is structural, but there were a couple injuries, and one of them was Tebe.
And Mila goes, crap, how bad she injured?
She's stable, but she was pretty seriously hurt. She's got a temporary blindness as well.
Alright, let's move her to the ship then. It's probably better, we can better treat her on there than whatever this planet has.
Sure. He will look at Jay, wanting to say more to Jay, but we'll prioritize fetching Tebe.
Right, yeah, Teba, you are lifted and moved back to the ship.
Sorry, did we wake you?
No. Slept enough. Can't sleep
The
half the day away.
ship's flown in. We figured you'd be more comfortable there.
Can't be flying around all the
Hmm?
Need to do things.
Right now, you need to heal. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to be doing much of anything else for. Plus, I imagine it's going to be difficult to tinker with anything without being able to see.
HK will just hand a small mechanical bit to Tebe that he's been holding on to.
Okay. That makes her happier.
Query: if there's anything else you need, Master Tebe, you need only ask.
You won't let me. I need to start doing things. I'm wasting time.
The time spent recovering is not waste. Take it from someone who has spent a good deal of the last few months in and out of the out of bed rest himself.
Statement: and the Maker did decree on the 7th day maintenance should be performed upon oneself. And then HK will just walk off.
Damn.
I've already slept. I don't need to be in a bed anymore.
Well, you're still quite. I think your injuries beg to differ.
Put the bed somewhere where I can do something.
We can get you. What do you want to do?
Just put wheels on that bed and then like just prop it underneath that speeder.
Need to fix something. I don't have time to lay around.
Like, nobody likes to lay around and such, but without rest, you're not going to get better, and you are going to hurt yourself again and ultimately have to spend even more downtime. Besides,
We don't do well being still.
maybe not, but your body, even if mentally you are ready to be doing something, your body needs to recover. I'm not saying you have to sit and literally do nothing, but you can't be moving about too much.
Can someone bring me stuff to work on then?
Well, yeah, we can bring you things, though. Sure. He's also like, I really don't know what you're going to work on that doesn't require you to see, but this is what he wants to say. But keep spirits high.
HK just comes back with a box full of that junk material he's been collecting and puts the small container right on the bed.
Well, she doesn't need that much of the bed, considering her size. So there's plenty of bed to go. I assume that beds are made for most people, not for her size.
Statement. Here is a large number of pieces of electronics and hardware procured from those downed speeders that you may perform maintenance. And then he'll just walk away.
That's not much. Tire speeder?
Yeah, well, all of those like really old air speeders were shot down or something like it. One of them is mostly intact, but the other two are pretty thoroughly wrecked.
And the ties? Did they get away?
Yeah, they were scared. They were driven off, but not shot down. Well, if it's something to look forward to, I believe the TIE Interceptor was damaged. I'm sure once you're up and maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like just
rummaging through the box, just feeling at things.
Surprised you can even move.
She's up above half. Above half.
Actually, yeah, I suppose we switched it so that instead of taking the 30 damage, you took a crit, like the higher crit, right? Which
Yeah.
is what led to the blinding.
Yeah. You just got set up to like full +1, so.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so she is actually technically mobile, but
Because you healed her.
I indeed. Okay. Just like I know. Also, I know you're very, very skilled, by the way, but please do ask for permission from the locals before you try and fix their tie.
Start with the Gundam. If that was
Or-
destroyed, then the
I don't know that. I don't think the gun is in a repair it state. I think it's more in a rebuild it from scratch mostly state.
then there might be parts that I can use and make a new one.
Frankly, it's miraculous you survived at all, given what happened to the gun.
I'm small, didn't hit much of me.
Also, by the way, I assume that by this point they're back to the ship, and Mila and Kenner can
Yeah.
say as they wish.
Mila goes, well, as your superior, I am ordering you to only not engage in any strenuous activity for the next 48 hours.
48 hours? Ah.
By the way, so how do you guys want us to do this? We can, I'm two thoughts of it. We can either take out what the down pilots we got right now and come back for the third. Or we could stick here until we get all three.
Ooh,
We could also, have people stay on planet while we're transporting the
Yeah.
other two back or whatnot.
Lynn isn't gonna want to leave until we find the third. As far as taking the others back, I guess I suppose that's up to. They're your comrades. I guess that'll be up to you guys and Gar and Jay, since it's their ship.
Yeah. Due to one of them being injured, we're gonna wait at least 2 weeks before any possibility of leaving. Also,
Yep.
to let the intrusion. They're probably still waiting for us to pop back up.
Yeah, that's true. If might be better to wait until they go back into until they stop looking around for us, or at least until they widen their search enough that there's a gap. We also have that. There's that smuggler that owes us a favor too. If we need to, he's willing to bring us stuff. He might well be able to smuggle them out.
Yeah, it might, cost some cred, but I'm sure the Republic knows of him, so he's not gonna try and sell agree to it and then sell the pilots into slavery. There do also seem to be other, it seems to be smugglers that come to this planet, so it might be able to make it in fine.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if he's willing. It seems like most of the smugglers in this planet don't don't take anybody off of it.
At least for free, and I doubt this
Yeah.
planet at least this village has much to offer a smuggler. Maybe if there's bigger cities with enough, like, raw material they could barter for.
That does beg a question, though. If smuggling isn't, what is bringing them here if smuggling isn't very profitable here? It
You know, I'm gonna hazard a guess. Slave labor.
Maybe.
You give someone enough bodies, that's as basically as good as credit.
But at least according to the locals, the people here aren't taking anybody, willingly or not.
Well,
If they're not taking people, and it sounds like even if they're not taking people, they're not trading with the pirates, and they're not, and the locals aren't really worth the trip, and even the remains of the Imperials and the rebels aren't worth the trip. Then I wonder what is bringing
they
them
won't
here.
take anyone for free. They'll probably take someone into. I mean, hey, they got R7 on there by selling him. What's to say they won't take a,
I suppose, and there's enough crass.
If there's a difference between selling someone to someone and giving letting someone ride your ship off somewhere.
I suppose there are several large downed ships in the area too. If enough of the locals are getting scrap from them and it's valuable enough, smugglers might consider it worth it to take a risk.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, yeah, and also piracy itself. They can take if the pirates aren't stealing stuff themselves, they might it might be stolen by someone on planet, and then they can give it to a smuggler.
That's true, but the only people I can't imagine the natives doing that. So the only people that would leave would be the rebels and the Empire.
Well, I mean, the only people we know of on this planet is this village. Not enough to conduct a full xenological survey.
Fair enough. I guess we only know about their relationship with here.
Yeah.
Maybe there are but that's what I'm saying. If it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like this settlement is keeping them in business in any case. So there must be one of the settlements that has something worth coming here for.
And if it's if a lot of this planet's underdeveloped, they might be getting something from sheep here, like a rare resource that means nothing to these people, but might be some form of starship fuel. That could be, maybe they got this some type of spice plantation.
Could be something that grows here, or maybe something unique to this planet.
Or maybe the exoticism of the people, to go back to the trafficking route. Some people will pay a lot of money for an alien no one's ever seen before.
Perhaps. I feel like it would be hard to slip something like that by our Jedi pirate lord, though.
I mean, we got by. This guy doesn't seem. This guy might be powerful or whatever, but he's not infallible. Like, things have gotten by him before. Us,
Right.
the pilots, until they buzzed too close.
Possibly. I'm thinking too hard with too little information. We still need to do a lot of recon here.
Also, be careful around some of these imps. Some of them, seem to be in the position of dead to the Empire, and the Empire is dead for them. But you never know how long loyalty lasts. Especially
Well,
if some of
that's
them are former stormtroopers.
we've been we've been evasive about our ties to the rebellion thus far. We're sort of framing it as more of us trying to rescue Lynn's family.
They still seem well aware to know that these are rebel pilots we're extracting.
Right. They helped them send the distress, so
Yeah.
they aren't too surprised. I'm sure they figure we have some connection, but
I'm at least their leader seems at least on the up and up, but
right.
if they find out that there's an Empire facility on this planet, they don't be too surprised if they do a traitor on us.
Maybe we mentioned hearing rumors about it, but they didn't seem to know anything about it. So he shrugs. Don't worry, I mean, I'll keep an eye out, but I think they have bigger problems than worrying about a couple rebel pilots getting away.
It would be more of a concern for us than the planet in general.
Right. I suppose the question is, if the Empire does have a facility on here, what is the deal with it?
It said it was on the info we got was some type of biochemical testing facility under the Imperial Biowarfare Division.
Could that be the facility south of us then? The one where this plague infection thing is coming from?
She types in the coordinates and compares them to the data they got. It might end. It seems to. Signs point to yes, though it does seem to be several kilometers offshore of that planet, of that place. But they do seem close together.
It could be connected at least. Though I'm not sure what to do with that knowledge.
Well, as soon as we get the pilots out, my squad's probably going to be sortied to take out that facility.
You think?
We're not
Seems
just going
a-
to let a Imperial bioweapon lab just stand around no matter where it is.
Fair enough. And I have to say, if it is somehow the cause of this infestation, I'd like to find some way to stop it. I don't feel. It doesn't feel right letting this uninhabitable zone expand, even if slowly. Plus, if the Imperials have a presence on it and they have systems in there, it could be a source of intel for the rest of the planet. And seen as one of the locations we need to investigate is their downed Star Destroyer, we may even be able to do something with that. Even something as simple as finding some old access codes or contact frequencies.
Yeah, we've been getting some distress signals from both those ships, occasionally pinging on and off.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Would
maybe
the
they're
one that we passed as well?
Yeah, it goes. It seems to go on and off every other hour. That one's probably automated. Probably could be used a way to entice people in closer to the planet.
Maybe that did have. It had skulls. It had like skulls and bones and things strung up around it like a warning. If it is set up as a trap, that could be to prevent locals from going in and messing with it, disabling it.
And also the pretty big shot for anyone who makes it there.
Right. Well, we have a fair few avenues to look into at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some help out with the scout. See about helping out with the scout work around the village. I think I overheard something about their sensors being down.
Oh, yeah, I think Lynn was talking to them earlier. It sounds like the other pilot, Simmons, came in if you want to talk to him.
Yeah.
All right. I'll probably be sticking close to the ship for a little bit anyway. There are some things I want to check up on.
All right. I'm gonna have Kenner's gonna be on ship security, and I don't know where that snake lady. I'm in here. I heard you say something about needing to repairs on a TIE interceptor.
Yeah, there was. They have one here that they have one here, but it got damaged during the conflict.
Well, I have worked on a many of TIE interceptor in my day.
I'm sure they would be pleased if you're willing to volunteer help.
Ah!
Yes, the projects will only take 2 weeks.
Well,
I could do faster. I can't even see.
it sounds like we're going to be here at least 2 weeks anyway. He says, deliberately ignoring Tebe's whining.
She's busy trying to sort these dirty parts that HK scavenged. By touch alone.
a thought occurs. Does she have to sort like the sharp things away from everything else? Because HK is probably not like thinking about whether or not something is like extremely sharp piece of metal.
I don't know. It's just a box full of things.
Mhm.
Have to go through all the bits to find out what they are.
Oh, Nate, you can jump in anytime if you think
Yeah.
Lynn would return to the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll jump in at some point. I've had like nothing in mind to say.
I don't want to hog because I want to do a scene of Seda talking to Jay, but I don't want to hog screen time. So if anyone else has anything they would like to do,
I was gonna attempt to roll charm to see if I can get tall, blue, and handsome to be a little chatty.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Yeah. You're in the same situation you were before, where he's just scouting out the.
Yeah.
You notice there's a before you didn't notice before, but there's a sleeping bag here. He lives here.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
the
it'll
difficulty.
prompt to even get him to talk to you, entertain the idea to talk to you.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and roll charm. All right. My charm is 2 yellow and green. All right. What's the difficulty?
Let me just check what his difficulty was again. Difficulty is 2 red and a purple.
can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
The pilot, because the pilot of the TIE Interceptor was Imperial, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was Imperial, wasn't he? Or was
Nope.
he strictly a bounty? Okay, never mind. He was
Yeah.
strictly. I was gonna say, interactions with the Imperials should get a boost or
I got
something.
3 successes and 2 threat. At any point, have we like healed our strain?
I'll say you can
Nope.
roll cool right now to heal your strain.
We need
'Cause
to.
that will actually put me unconscious.
You have to talk to this guy and you fall
For-
unconscious.
The vapors.
Perhaps,
Oh, no.
perhaps we should move on to the next
Yeah, let's
day.
think the
as
next
everybody-
day. Yeah.
Okay.
Next day.
In that case,
So
on the next day, I got 3. I got I got 2. I got 3 successes and 2 threat.
Because it's been we spent a long time on the day.
Yeah, so it's been 24 hours. You get a good night's sleep, heal all your healed, accordingly.
Your strain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A full
Your strain is
2
healed.
hours.
Your strain is healed. You heal is equal to your brawn.
So that was
I
one
believe-
of the reasons that I wasn't doing too terribly much as far as rolling dice, because I had 11 strain, and that was just chilling out there, just kind of waiting to faint at the nearest aggressor. So I guess maybe she like goes up there in the morning to bring him whatever sort of like breakfast they would be preparing.
Yes. The galactic standard of beans on toast.
Yeah, pretty much.
I suppose what you could do if you want to impress him is, you could bring him breakfast from our processor, since he probably hasn't had anything but local food in quite some
Oh,
time.
geez, yeah, sure, why not? That's what I do.
In my local Mooney, that he stabbed some bugs with his knife and ate them. Just,
So rugged.
some days you not for love, but for still a dream.
Something bug eater.
Some days you eat a tree frog.
Some days a tree frog eats you.
Oh, jeez.
All right, but yeah, you bring him.
Yeah, so she brings him up breakfast and like coffee.
He will accept your coffee. And
Hi again. You don't leave here very much, do you?
don't have anywhere else to be.
Fair enough.
This coffee is mediocre. So it's the best coffee on this planet.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you want?
Compared to lack of coffee, I don't think I've seen any options here.
So what do you want?
Well, I was gonna first test the waters, see if I can get a name out of you.
No.
What did you say, Charlie?
No.
Nah, yeah, didn't think so. So I want to preface saying that it was not an effort to invade your privacy, but I did overhear someone mention offhand that you hunt Jedi and that you were here hunting Shogun.
He shrugs. Well, my group was called Jedi Hunter, but it's really more of hunting down anyone who can use the Force. For the highest bidder, of course.
Including Sith, then.
Maybe
Or wannabe Sith.
yeah. If someone paid us enough money, we'd shoot Darth Vader. At least that's what she used to say. I could probably do it.
Do you have something against Force users?
No. But I'm good at killing them, so... And they're an appropriate enough challenge of my skill.
What's the most basic way? The best basic tactic?
Solid projectile weapons.
Oh, why is that?
Using blasters, they can sometimes throw that back at you. Using a melee is just an idiot idea. You want to get far enough away before they can sense you and send some slugs downrange at them. They usually don't know how to react to that.
What about the ones who do?
He kind of scratches the side of his face that has the pocked scar mark on it. Well, then you run. Because there's no point in fighting a battle you can't win.
I see. And these Jedi hunters, are they still around?
It was only 2 people, so no, they're not still around.
I take it that's the person that you're transporting.
Ellipses.
What happened?
He caught my bullet.
What'd you say?
He caught my bullet.
He caught your bullet.
Then sent it back to me.
I see. Shogun really is that powerful then.
Yes, but I don't think he's as powerful as he used to be. When I saw him, he was confined to a wheelchair. Had to be led
Really?
around. Could still walk occasionally, but was too shaky on his legs for that mostly to be a thing.
Then his won't be much in terms of fighting him. Then wouldn't be much in terms of an exciting duel, but just a matter of getting to him, I assume.
I mean, he's got bodyguards, that's for sure.
How did you guys fare against them?
He doesn't answer. Once again, there's no pointing in fighting a battle that you're not gonna win.
Although true, my endeavors here may lead me.
What'd you say? No, you cut out again.
I'm sorry. Although true, my endeavors here may lead me to conflict.
Well, that's your problem.
While true, you've had contact with him. Therefore, there's something you can teach me. Is my strategy here flawed?
Yeah.
Oh? How so?
You asking the person who failed how to succeed?
Failure does mean something. For instance, you did not succeed at killing him, but your experiences do say a bit about what to expect from him. Firstly, you said just now, he's confined to a wheelchair and led around. No one else in this camp but you would know that.
Yeah, well, of course, that's not the picture they post on him on the propaganda holovids.
No, of course. But if I was going in rearing up for a epic duel with him or something, well, I would be in for a surprise.
So you're a Force user.
No point in me hiding that for too long.
I can't think of anyone else who would want to challenge a Jedi to an epic duel.
True. I don't want to. But I know I'm going to have to. Is it conflicting to know that I use the Force?
No, I'm not hired.
That's good.
I wasn't. I don't have a contract on you.
Hey, maybe get to know me a little better and you won't want to take one. As it stands, though, there is the detail of you won't take a battle, so I'm pretty good.
Luckily for you, also, my contracting days are over.
What are you going to do once you're out? Once you've transported your partner?
Return home.
Where's home?
Can't tell you that.
All right. Can you tell me what can you tell me more about species?
Or people who excels at perfection.
What are your people called?
We're known as the Chiss. And also, we don't like the rest of the galaxy snooping in our business.
Who does? I can relate to that. What am I if not someone who just wanted to quietly make money? Build a happy life somewhere and not be bothered by the rest of the galaxy.
And
But then destiny kept calling. Jerk as it is. What did you say, Charlie?
no, he.
Does it seem like she's not going to get much more out of him at this point?
He's. You got what your success gave you.
I'll come back a little later. Maybe bring you lunch or dinner. Or is bribing you with coffee and food not going to work?
No, it'll work.
Yeah,
kinda,
fair enough. I'll
just
keep that in
kinda-
mind.
Just kind of test to the quality.
Hey, I have smuggler friends. Maybe I can try and get some better coffee.
I'm in for the conversation.
Oh. Was that a burn on me or self burn? She just kind of gives him a little smirk. And it's just like, I'll leave you to it.
And he goes back to scanning the horizon. Meanwhile, Seda, you wanted to talk to Jay.
Yes. Well, first of all, has Jay ever mentioned the Jedi having healers?
Maybe vaguely at one point.
No. Mm, Jay, do you have a moment?
Yes, what do you need?
I remember you mentioning about the Jedi having their own healers that could use the Force.
Yes, there are healing practices among the Jedi.
I think the holocron we found just taught me.
Makes sense. She was involved with medicine.
Is there anything else you remember about the Jedi healing practices?
Not my really area of study.
Right. I thought as much. I just figured I'd ask.
I do remember though that with healing you can also hurt. Basically using the Force to heal someone is gaining access to their body. So you should respect that.
Of course. Sorry, I'll have to. It's very different from how I'm used to feeling the Force, I suppose. I'm used to it as something to see through. Something to perceive or catch glimpses of, or I mean, I can use a little bit of the levitating like you can, but it's never been my strong suit. This is so much more direct. Just acting as a conduit for it. What kind of person was your master?
Strict. Authoritative. Very devoted to the Jedi way.
According to Lynn, the some of the locals have heard about his plans to rebuild. Something about a new Jedi Order.
Not surprising. mean, he's been on this planet for what? Maybe 20 years, maybe more. To him, he's all that remains of the Jedi.
I suppose so. He must not get very frequent news of the rest of the galaxy. And it's even harder to get news about Jedi. Do you think diplomacy is an option?
I don't know.
We have been. Go ahead.
I'd have to see what exactly he's doing here. What he's trying to accomplish.
Right.
If this is all his attempt to become some type of tyrant on this planet, then maybe we can talk to him. But there's nothing harder than convincing someone to trying diplomacy with someone who is who is completely thinking that they're doing the right thing.
I suppose so. My thinking was that if our only goal was to find Lynn's relative and retrieve him, we might be able to convince him that it is not. Whatever reason he would have to keep him in prison, I suppose it's not worth it.
That might work. Though you would need enough leverage for that.
Right, but looking around, I wonder if it will be so simple. The people of this settlement consider this a fight for their survival. It seems like he wants to rule the whole planet.
From this perspective, yeah, it does seem like that.
I guess what I don't understand is why that seems to go against the ways of the Jedi. How would he come to that decision?
Well, we only have the perspective of this one village, which contains, the villagers and the various Imperial defectors. Both of you might not have a complete view of the situation.
You're right. Certainly the Empire is going to view him as an enemy by default. And they've been working with the villagers long enough, I'm sure that that's affected their views in some way too.
The Empire has waged many wars to liberate planets from tyrannical rulers. In their words.
Hmm.
Of course, the righteous ruler, of course, is always one that is loyal to the Empire.
Right. Seeing things like well, I guess we'll have to see.
Though if it's any consolation, I do not think that this is such a case, such a black and white case.
Yeah. But I suppose we're used to moving about in the gray.
Even Jedis know that there are few situations that are absolute.
Hmm.
The light is what can bring to light complexities. In the darkness, everything is or it isn't.
So is it a nature of the dark then to see things in extremes?
If there is one way I've taught that, it's one of the greatest way that Jedi fall.
Hmm.
Because it is the one type of falling which they don't even detect.
All right. Thank you, Master. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm going to see if I can learn anything further from Master Isa's holocron.
I would try poking around about various potions and medical techniques. Now that it's trusted you with the healing, force healing, it might trust you with various alchemies.
Oh,
Not considered orthodox by the Jedi, but in her time, especially her position, she might know a thing or two.
that could certainly be useful. It would. We go through a lot of stim packs.
No, I don't know how much of the local resources you can find that would be effective in such techniques.
Right. Well, it doesn't hurt to ask it, I suppose. Yeah, he'll head off and spend some time studying with the holocron and occasionally checking in on Tebe and make sure she isn't hurting herself.
She is got bored after sleeping her 2 hours.
She long gone.
Well, maybe not. Well, probably long gone in time, but probably not gone that far.
Yeah, did she leave the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, she Mr. Magoo's
Just-
her way through Vietnam.
Yeah, Jay.
Well, she does have like excellent smelling and hearing and senses.
Jay, Jay just here
I
saying.
mean, she still has 5 senses working. They have
just,
7 normally.
I like to think Jay just hears. All right, I'll just check in on what she's already left. Just-
I mean, they only sleep 2 hours. It got boring when everyone else was asleep.
Is that
Well,
point you realize
we
that
told-
RMD20 is also gone and not stalking you like it has always done?
that is maybe. He sort of figures though that if he's on the ship at least some of the time, HK sends it to do something useful instead of just monitoring him.
That is fair. It's currently monitoring Tepe though. That way, if Tepe gets into a situation where she absolutely needs HK, then HK will come. But if she runs into a tree, that's just entertainment.
TV's just like, give me something to fix, and everybody's like, aren't you blind? And she's like, yes, give me something to fix.
Yeah, like that is supposed to be a problem. She's probably sitting in the rubble pile that used to be the gun emplacement, just crawling around there looking for parts.
Statement. That is simply slag.
For now. It gets sorted in the pile of might be used for raw material. She's basically sorting everything in piles.
Mm-hmm. HK will simply just watch mostly.
I mean, it mostly involves touching, maybe tasting every now and then, but. So that's pretty much what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
And like sorting everything in what she can use to potentially make a new gun emplacement. If any bits are.
All right. So anyone at any point want to try and heal that crit to help her with her eyes? Use that.
I mean, HK really can't do that. She can only be supportive.
Just poke in the eye. Is this helping? Is this helping? Is this helping?
Query organic. Is
Well-
this assisting your vision?
My idea for that was to try and make a healing potion eventually.
All right. So
So
we'll cut back. Go to like maybe 2 days later. So
By the way, I was absolutely gonna get our smuggler bro to bring some good coffee.
all right, you call
okay,
him.
maybe not just for that. Like
Okay,
maybe
let's make a
when
scene of you
you
calling
call
up.
him-
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you. So you gonna call up your smuggler friend who's got
Yeah.
some. All right, he goes. All right, what do you need?
Food. We're looking at a village that is quickly running out of resources.
I can do that for a decent price.
How much?
How much food you talking?
But how much food, out of character, how much?
That's probably,
If she were
village,
to...
eats fruit. It would probably need, like, 4 tons.
Yeah, about 4 tons.
Alright, that'll be, that'll be 1,000 credits at discount.
Sold. Can you also do me another favor?
Alright, yep. But I got a lot of room in my new ship.
So, I've recently come into contact with
Oh,
a
what?
new
cut out.
friend.
Alright.
Sorry. I've recently come into contact with someone very new to me. Chiss. Do you know much about them?
They be their type is a secretive lot. Live in unknown space.
So then you don't know what kind of...
What you cut out again, Nate?
Said, so then you don't know what kind of coffee they like?
I think their planet be a cold one, so they probably like it hot.
Well, yes.
Look, I don't drink coffee.
All right. Could you just bring could with the food shipment, could you also bring just a nice boatload of high quality coffee?
That'll be 100 credits per liter if you want the high quality stuff.
100 credits per liter? Sure.
How many
So-
liters?
Is that a character 2, I assume? Like calf. Oh, sorry.
However, yeah, I don't care that much. I just figured I'd throw
Yeah.
out some trivia.
I know
It's
that's
up
what
to
was
you.
called
It's
in-
more of a narrative thing than anything. So
But this is really high quality. Like, we have to get it pooped out of animals high quality.
that isn't high quality. Just so you know.
So it comes from a space civic cats, eh?
No,
Okay.
it's more of like a worm. But not like the worm.
All right. Okay, go like 1 quality lower of calf than that, because that doesn't actually sound.
Alright, how about this? It's alright, and yeah, this is lower quality, but it is slightly more. It is claimed by connoisseurs to have a slightly artificially favor, only 50 credits per liter.
Sure. I'll get like
Because
4
they
liters
put
of it.
the beans in an acid bath, and
Mm,
you know.
sure, I'll get like 4 liters. That she does not really need a liter for herself and her chiss friend. However, that may make the village a little happier with them.
Alright.
Having some of that good coffee. All right, so 1,200.
Statement. I would like to have him bring in a vibro machete.
Oh, by the way, you find out if you ask around. Most of the, like, they can eat some plants, but most of the dietary habit of these people are their bodies prefer predatory stuff.
Okay.
So, you know, bugs and fish and livestock. They're fine with, like, they can eat vegetables, but they contain none of the essential. It's like eating
Right.
corn. You can't survive on
Right,
it
right.
alone.
Yeah, in that case, a lot of the food request is meat.
Yeah. Most of it's gonna be artificial meat, but it's still meat.
Yeah, that's fine. Has the nutrients.
It has the flavor you crave.
And out of character, I really enjoy myself a fake fucking Morningstar Farms. It's good stuff. Anyway,
They make meat better than meat.
I legitimately enjoy tacos better with pseudo meat more than regular meat.
Look, you don't want, you know.
Either way,
Query: would it also be possible to get a pair of SH9 slug thrower pistols
hey,
in addition to that?
I can transfer the line right over to you. Okay.
Alright, so what do they cost in the book?
It's saying here on the thing that they're priced at $250 a piece.
Alright, and including travel costs. That would
And
probably...
don't forget the vibro machine.
Yeah, that will, yeah, do you want to yeah, so yeah, that will cost, 500, including transport.
For the 2 guns that were $250 normally? Or 500
Oh,
for
you want
just
2 of them?
one? Yes,
Yeah,
2 of
500 for
them,
one.
and
Yeah, so...
and I don't know, would he make me pay for each one transported?
You get, I'll say you can get them both for a discount of 750, 750.
And then so 750 for the 2 of those, and then the vibro machete was priced at 550 normally.
Alright, yeah, that'll be 1,000.
Alrighty. So that's 1,750.
Yeah.
I will pay 1,750. HK's ready for war.
I gotta paint camo stripes on your chassis. Just slowly come up out of the river. Because you don't need to breathe.
I can't do that though because my slug throwers won't be able to fire.
Come out of the river slowly, and then take off the plastic around your slug throwers.
By the way, how much would it cost him to transport an overcharged power cell?
How much does that normally cost?
500.
1,000.
1,000? Ooh, don't have enough. All right.
Yeah.
Barely don't have enough, but don't have enough. Okay, any other?
Anything you want, Seda. By the way, he cannot get you anything above rarity, like, 7. Without, like, that being a specific mission he has to go on for some time.
No, Sid. I'm pretty sure Sid is still broke as shit. So, yep, Sid is broke as shit. Sid is forever broke as shit. Everybody else makes a ton of money.
I mean, you just need to bankrupt the man over his ship.
Yeah. Also, note, you can, use him to sell things if you need credit.
He doesn't have anything to sell. He is living the ascetic. He is certainly aspiring to the ascetic Jedi monk lifestyle.
Well, look, suffering is caused by want, so...
Yeah, I cannot think of anything else that I want. I have only 800 credits
Yeah.
after ingratiating myself to the village and also tall, blue, and handsome.
All right. So yeah, he will be able to get there in about coincidentally the day before the week is up. So I think a couple of days, and then though since the hangar's occupied, he's gonna have to come and leave because he'll have to land his ship out in the open
Okay.
if he coordinates this at all with the village itself. Because leaving a ship out in the open is just begging for another airstrike.
Yeah, for real.
Oh shit! How much do clips of slug thrower ammo cost?
I think ammunition is like in the book. It's like all ammunition is same, like spare ammo.
I'll have to get the actual book up and see about that one,
Yeah.
because I might need to buy that as well.
And
Apparently, these pistols I'm getting are pretty rad. They're super silent.
equipment,
Hell yes.
gear.
And are okay with water, apparently, it says.
Reload and extra. Let's see. Alright, there are several things that weapons that have specific extra reloads, but the standard extra reload is 25 credits.
Okay.
You can get it for 30.
I'll just buy, like... I'll spend 300 on it, so I can get 10 reloads.
Remember, each reload takes up an encumbrance while you have it around.
I'll keep them on the ship. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Alright.
And Tabe is just moving about more and more and just trying to scavenge for parts, going over what parts he has, trying to figure out what to do with them.
Oh, don't we have like 1,000 credits in materials?
Yeah, you have like 1,000 credits in material.
Mm-hmm.
With
You
And
wanna
then
sell them
whatever. No,
Okay.
I'm gonna make something with it.
All right.
And then trying to figure out what parts can be salvaged from the gun emplacement.
I'll say give me a mechanics check.
Okay.
This will be
So-
a red and 2 purple because there's
So
little left.
3 red. Then.
Yeah. By the way, I have a good idea for succeeds with despair on this.
Well, I did not get a despair.
Right.
I got 1 success and 1 threat.
Alright, you were able to salvage 200 credits of material. Though you take a strain.
Well, that heals really fast because I heal 1 extra strain whenever I heal as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1,200 plus the whatever the copper wire was that I got before we even left the previous world. Okay, so the blind bat just fumbles about,
Yeah.
dragging around a bunch of stuff.
She'll probably be all right.
Making a nest and pile of stuff.
I mean, that's just what their species does, right?
Maybe.
All right. Well, guess if there's nothing else, time passes.
Yeah, time passes. Eventually, yeah, the freighter, the new ship, lands. It is a, uh, is, it is a Starflight class, light fighter. Which is one of those with like a fin on the side.
Mhm.
With a medium laser turret. Yeah. So yeah, and they begin unloading all the foodstuffs and synth meat and all of these liters of calf and
So, what does the village think about this?
the village is grateful, but you know this is only a temporary stop to the event. You know they're being cut off from their source of food.
Of course.
You know, hey, yeah, we don't have to ration out food just yet.
All right. Just wanted to know that my 1,000 credits actually.
I'll say, you do get that the village chief, apparently said some positive words about you, which is rare
that's
for
good.
him saying anything about off-worlders. Though it was juxtaposed him complaining about how the Foreign Legion is not, it hasn't done anything like this for them before.
All this food is just taking up everywhere. We don't have room.
Statement: if you are willing to resupply me with munitions, I can hunt quite a bit of food for you.
You also are, the militia captain invites you to a banquet in your honor for, you know.
Sure. Why not?
And yeah, I will say, yeah, the village is now, now that it has food, it can now, basically, if you need, you know, to have a favor from the village, they will probably do it if it's not that much of a hassle.
Okay.
So, you get an IOU from the village.
Sounds good.
And also, HK, you get your 2 guns and also all the ammo.
And I'll work on bribing our Chiss friend with real good coffee next session.
Yeah. And And I'll cut to the banquet.
Or-
You're all invited to the banquet, even you, Seda.
Oh, do you want to do the banquet when we have
Actually, no. Yeah, we'll leave the do.
Yeah,
the
let's wait for
banquet.
that so we do it with
Yeah.
Gar.
Yeah, if it's gonna be a big social,
Yeah. You
What
need
ho was
everyone
it then, yeah.
for the dinner party.
Would it be possible for Seda to do something to try and in the intervening time to try and get materials for something to create?
Yeah, sure. Give me a lore check. That will be 1 red and 1 purple.
All right.
To basically find identify what will work.
Can he use the holocron to
yes,
help
you
with
can.
that? Excellent. Because the holocron, if I remember right, double check my gear, but I believe it lets you sanctuary holocron lets you treat your lore as if it's 3. Yeah, 3 ranks in knowledge lore. So. Okay, 1 red and 1 purple. You said.
Yeah.
1 success. That's it. 1 success.
good job.
The bare minimum.
You got a success.
Yeah, you got the material. You have a material. Though you had to find some ask for some very rare plants at the village that they don't have in stock because they are not local to the area.
All right, so he got the material. Or he got the info on what?
Yeah. You got the. I'll say you got the info on what you need. And with 1 success, yeah, you got the info on what you need.
All right.
That is available on this planet. Because if you failed, you would have been, you don't know, exactly what you need because it can only give you equivalents. But what you need is
And the
is comparable. Like it's like a type of leaf that is particularly this type of starchy and stuff like that.
right general, like it needs to have this they need to have these properties instead of you need this specific ingredient.
Yeah.
So
I would say you can find most of them in the local area. Some of them, it seems, you might do not. If you ask around talking about they seem to be. They mostly are imported from the other side of the continent. And,
all right, and that's for the healing potion.
Yeah.
How about is there any? Can he get stuff for the either the stimulant or the healing accelerant?
That would be another lower rolls.
All right.
And despair means they are not available at all on this planet.
Okay.
You'll need to import them.
2 successes on the stimulant.
Those are, I would say with 2 successes, those are available except for one part of it in the local area, and then one part is it can be found, on various parts of the continent.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the stimulant is significantly less expensive. Less materially expensive to make.
Yeah.
It's 400 credits compared to the healing potion is supposed to require 1,000 credits worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll try for the healing accelerant as well. That one's the amulet, or one of the talismans.
Yeah. That would be more like minerals and stuff.
That is 2 successes and a threat.
You do know where that is found, though. Like a specific mineral you need for it is actually located deep within, like in the mountains and within enemy territory. And again,
All right.
in one of the, in one of their mines.
So none of them are things he can immediately make right now.
Yes, unless you, well, I'll say they do have some of the herbs you need for the healing potion in stock, but you need to barter for them because they are known herbal, healing things. And then the rest you would have to,
Can you
for.
try and charm? He did help. He did save of the pilot's life.
I'll say,
Like
I'll say sure if you're,
like basically try and ask like, look, my friend, and also his, our friend was injured. He wants to make something to help us to help his friend, and she was injured helping defend the village, and he did also save the.
All right, so yeah, give me a charm check.
Sure. What's the difficulty?
1 red and 1 purple because it's rare, like upgraded because it's pretty rare and expensive on this planet.
Fair enough. That would usually be a setbacks, but
it's more that you're asking for free. You want the charm. If you're negotiating, it would be a setback, but you'd have to give something up for it.
Gotcha. All right.
And if you get a despair, they're forever not gonna give this to you.
4 successes and 1 advantage.
All right. With your 1 advantage, you get they give you they will give you your if you talk to them about knowing how to make healing potions, they'll give you their entire stock, which is basically 2 for that particular ingredient 2 potions worth of stock. With if they need it though, they want the second potion. If
he says that's fair as long as I can give 1 to Tebe. That's that's reasonable.
Like not even like give it to us like, oh, if we need this, could you spare it in the future? Not
right.
Yeah.
Of course. I will I'll make anything I can for free if you give me the materials.
Right. And so you are basically, I'll say with the advantage you get and so and then that will, if you want the rest of materials, that'll be survival check to survive. To go forage for food, like for herbs.
I forget. Is HK good at survival? I can't remember if anyone. I've got a point in it, but
survival, you say?
Yes. I'm not terrible, but
I'm not good. This is cunning.
Yeah.
So that just means I have 2 green. So yeah, I probably would not.
I can't remember. Do I have touch of?
I might be a cosmopolitan droid, not used to assassinating people out in the jungle.
Well, yeah, you're just to disguise yourself as a protocol droid. You don't see C-3PO. Well, you do, but not by his own volition. If he had his name, he'd never be in the jungle.
All right, what's the difficulty for finding the remaining?
I'll say that is 3 purple.
This one's gonna be dicey. I do not have huge dice pool for this.
You can treat it as if I roll 1 yellow.
If you ask, you can ask Lynn for help.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
always ask. You can always ask your sister.
Yep, he'll ask him. He'll say, hey Lynn, could you help me out for a little bit?
Sure.
I think I can get the last of the ingredients I need to try making something from the area, but I'll need to look around for the right kind of plants.
All right.
Yeah, he'll share with her what you said. What I can treat. Having what? 3.
That's I roll 2 green and yellow.
All right. Sounds good. Give it a go. Well, this is going to be an interesting trip. 1 success, 5 threat.
Well, you remember that time that you just kind of fell in a hole?
Hey, you're helping me. You get a share in the consequences.
I'll help you out of the hole.
Alright, so, speaking of holes. So you guys fall down, so you guys, go to find, one of the last herds, but it turns out it was a trap set on top of a giant pit trap. I mean a huge, so this is, let's see, about a 30-meter drop.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you rolled 5 threat, so that's...
That's fair. Do I get a roll to do something like?
Yeah,
do
I
I
think
get
it's
a reaction?
athletics, break your fall. Let me just check the falling rules for 30 meters. So, let's see, where is falling? Falling is, on page, let me, F, 2-1.
I should have purchased a strength upgrade.
Size difference.
I could float myself down.
Let's see, oh, falling,
I have enhanced at least.
table, 69, let's see, alright, so let's see, alright. This is a medium fall, I'll say. Alright, so,
Am I falling too?
yes. But you get a boost.
Okay.
Because you were probably on the edge.
What's the difficulty out here?
Alright, it is an athletics or coordination check to reduce damage.
Athletics or coordination to reduce damage. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try an athletics check to reduce damage. Do we just roll flat out, or is it against a difficulty?
Difficulty 2 purple.
Okay.
Roll 2, 3 yellow, green.
Yeah, each success reduces 1 damage, and each advantage reduces
Yeah.
reduces
What?
1
The fuck?
1 strain.
I'm flipping it light side.
You might as well say yeah. That's
I'm gonna re-roll this.
You know what?
'Cause you can use a left hand to re-roll, right?
I don't think so, but
Nope.
you can
Sure-
upgrade.
sure
you can
can.
retroactively upgrade the check, like swap one of the dice out for a yellow.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because I am rolling an enhanced power check. This is part of an enhanced power check. I am definitely going to use the natural mystic specialization perk I have to re-roll mine.
Yeah, as you get a brief sense, a vision of the future, you're falling in a pit, right as you're over the pit.
Yeah, yeah, like very brief. Okay, I like that result much better. That is an effective 5 successes.
Alright.
Oh my fucking god.
And 1 threat.
I got 2 successes.
Alright.
That's it. I got
Even
2 successes. Do you have
Even
any idea
with-
how much dice I was rolling?
Yeah, did you also roll your force dice because you have enhance?
Yeah. No, I treated it as if it upgraded my athletics.
That's not how enhance works.
Yeah, it does.
No.
When you commit, yeah. It upgrades brawn checks when you commit.
No, I meant using it as an enhancing skill
Oh no, I didn't roll the enhanced
because the enhanced power lets you flat out roll it and spend a white die as a success.
Oh no,
I guess that's not as good for you since you
no,
have,
that really is not as good for me.
Alright.
Like I have a single force die.
right. I keep forgetting you only have 1 force die.
Yeah.
Alright,
so
how many
don't.
success did both of you guys get?
I got 2.
Yeah.
I was
5.
rolling.
Alright, and how much soak do you have
3.
on your body? With armor?
1 or no with counting my natural soak 3.
Right.
7.
Okay, just that. Alright, so take 30 and minus
Jesus.
your soak and your
Okay, are you really gonna make the pit that deep? Because that is still instant
Alright,
KO
fine.
territory.
Fine,
That is like that will still deal.
I'll say
that will
spend a
still
death
deal over 20 wounds to me.
I'll make it minor.
This is threat, not a despair.
Yeah, but it was 5 threat. That's almost a despair. Alright, so instead I'll make it the alright, alright, yeah, so 10, it's 10 minus your, successes and, soak.
Soak, which I think leaves.
Also 10 strain, though.
That's fair. That at least goes away.
You would take advantage, minus from that.
That is. All right.
On a long fall, you immediately incapacitated and take 50 damage.
Like I did.
No, no, roll critical plus 50.
Like I did.
Yeah. So that's. I was gonna say you're gonna have us take a fall that dealt as much as the missile did to Tebe.
Well, technically that would be a long fall, not a medium.
Right, but even the medium one was gonna be 30 damage, which was initially what we were saying it was doing to you.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, and strain is not reduced by soak on this.
That's fair. I believe that means I take 3 wounds. I think Nate takes just 1. Or not even with your armor. You don't even take damage.
No, I'm good.
So Seda mostly catches himself, but he's a little bruised and mostly just tired from the fall. And you just I guess you just take the strain. You're tired but fine.
Well, that could have gone better.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything?
Yes, that I need to be more aware of my surroundings on this place, that out in the jungle, not all dangers come from natural sources, even if nobody appears to be around. So how are we getting out of here?
She looks at him, shrugs. I guess we're climbing.
I guess with a minor fall, it's only about 10 meters, right?
It says significant enough that it would do damage, so maybe it's
Right.
10.
Or it's
I'd say no, it's more like 20.
Is it really like a point of damage per?
No,
It's short range band, so
Yeah.
comparably. 2 gun ranges.
Yeah, so
Here, if actually, no, I realized something. You know what I bought before we arrived on this planet? Climbing gear.
Good job.
you always bring the rope.
Yeah, Seda will unpack his climbing gear from his pack.
Yeah, give me athletics check to climb back up. To get a
Sure. What's the difficulty for this?
only 2 purple. It's
2 successes, 1 advantage.
all right. Heal a strain as
Also 2 successes and an advantage.
Seda manages to hook the climbing gear and or I guess it's not a grappling hook. It's he actually has pittons he can put into the into the side, as they climb. Well, that seemed unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah. Still haven't found that herb, have we?
No, it's just right here.
Oh.
There was just a pit in our way. Yeah, he'll gather, and I guess if you want, I can save the actual making the medicine for next time if you prefer.
let's start off next time with you making the potion and then the dinner party before you go off on this dam breaking mission.
Sounds good.
So I'll have to, and I look forward to when I do it, Charlie, because I'll be able to tell you all the if I roll any threat, despair, or dark side. I shouldn't roll any despair. I don't know why they have despair on here, because by default you wouldn't roll without something.
I guess if I flip the dark side.
I guess if you flip the dark side to upgrade my check, if you really wanted to be a jerk, but
You know, it's your first potion.
incidentally, no matter what you roll, as long as you succeed, you still make the potion. It's just
Flawed.
there might be some drawbacks. It might be empowered by evil.
Why is this so highly addictive?
I'm sorry, I invented Jedi heroin.
So let's say fun of the bad things you can get is foul taste, vile smell, brief effect, sloppy brewing, diluted strength, empowered by evil, and then the last one, which you have to roll real bad to get, unexpected side effects. That's for oh man, unexpected side effects after the potion is consumed and its effects applied.
Yeah.
After the potion is consumed and its effects applied, the GM selects the effects of a different alchemical potion and applies those to the target as well. These effects should be beneficial to the target if the potion was created to be harmful, and vice versa.
So yeah, I might upgrade that check your first roll. It's your first.
You would be very hard pressed to get that ability because that requires 2 despair or me to roll 4 dark side.
I mean, it's you.
It's me, so 4 dark side is not unthinkable. But I get a once per session power. Actually, no, that wouldn't count for this. This isn't a power.
Yeah.
So that I don't think I'd be able to reroll this because it specifically has to be a power use, not just something involving force dice. yeah, but there's also various beneficial effects I can potentially add by if I get good things.
Like good taste and good smell.
Fortifying, reviving, draining. Some of the good things are meant to be effective if you're making one of the poison or harmful potions rather. If I can get at least 3 light side or 3 advantage, I can brew a large batch and make 2 instead of 1. That would be fun.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if we're calling it here, what?
Also, yeah. Good night, internet.
Good night, internet.
Good night.
5 XP.
Uh,